leadership positions and they're working up and they've already learned their lesson, and now somebody surfaces some silly thing they did as a child, and then we judge them for it. So it's not even about being accountable, it's the judgment that comes. So it's so do they seem more cautious? You're darn right they're more cautious. They know what it is to be surveilled at all times and have it used against them. So yeah, they want to.
And you know what? We're being that. It's happening to us too.
It's happening to us too.
And we don't even realize it because we don't think about it, but
Right.
They're thinking about it.
They're thinking about it. They know. They have lived. I mean, we say it as tongue in cheek, but it's really true. Your phone's always what we call a phone. That device is always listening. How many anecdotal comments do we need to make about? I mentioned that I was interested in buying a new refrigerator, and suddenly I see 10 ads for refrigerators.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right? That's just the way
It's crazy.
Data surveillance works.
Well, we cannot leave today without talking about my favorite subject, time.
Time. Yeah. There's a reason I've produced so much content in bullet point form and in terms of just trying to find simple headlines and short form and 6 silver bullets and the Academy that's only 20, all those elements, because it's usually the first resistance point is I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
And the point is you have as much time as it's the great equalizer. Time is the great equalizer. You have the exact same 168 hours.
Time didn't change.
Never changed. Your discipline changed. Your organization changed. Your excuses change.
Mine haven't.
You've got the same excuses
Every time.
So you can have a competitive advantage in any business out there if you learn to accept that time is finite. We all have the exact same amount, and if you get honest, you don't lack. You don't need more time. You need more discipline.
But I would love for you to talk a little bit about people and their schedules and how they do things,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you really could schedule yourself out, I'm sure you help people with things
Mm-hmm.
like this all the time, because I'm sure that's the number one complaint that you get. We've said it a million times as you've been on here, as long as you have,
Sure.
is that I don't have enough time. This is great, the biggest excuse.
Mm-hmm.
But if you could help somebody where you literally timed out your entire day from the minute that you woke up, when you're gonna brush your teeth, eat, and on and on,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be amazed at how much you can get done.
Yeah, I had a client say it this is what we worked out for his team. He has just a really gifted, very young leader who has already mastered effective, efficient, right? Those are the buzzwords that say he's good with time. He works hard, he's efficient as heck, super charismatic, and he's the lead. So we coach him to, hey, we tricked him into a little bit, not manipulative, in a good way, in a parental way. We said, hey, do you think the rest of your team is capable? They have the potential to be as efficient as you are. Do they have the talent in them to be as good as you are all the time? To be happy and enjoy their work and be efficient and be able to do, talk and keep everyone moving while moving. And he's like, oh yeah, they for sure do. Great. What if you then wrote the whole schedule for the week, assuming that everyone works as good as you do, as well as you do, that they already work at that level? So all of a sudden, he's looking at this. He's looking at it differently. See, now instead of accommodating their where they currently are, he's building a schedule that supports what he thinks they're capable of. They will rise to the occasion. It's not just expectations. It's believing in people's ability. So the point is, with time, same thing, right? If you look at your calendar and think, wow, what if whoever the most efficient person you know is, what if I built a calendar for Sarah instead of myself? How would Sarah do my whole job in a week? She's the most efficient person I know. Build that calendar, and that's where you start. Because if you start holding yourself to the same degree as Sarah, you'll become as good as Sarah.
I love business coaches, and I also love the way that you always have the greatest way of putting things, and I would say today I would let you lead the way of leaving the show, because a lot of people, you know, right now, like you said, are winding down, but you tell them what to do.
Well, they're winding down and they feel super guilty about it, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna end up, how am I'm gonna have to take 2 days off just for Thanksgiving. No, wait, my husband's gonna want me home the day before, and, I'm gonna lose noon to Wednesday all the way through the whole, no one's gonna leave my house all weekend. I'm gonna be 4 days without being able to work. And you're gonna spend a lot of energy freaking out about that. So let's just take a bigger look at the business and take a moment of what's the dream? Like when you started this business, you thought, I'm gonna get A, B, C, D, and then let's have a plan. Where are you now? How far is it from the goal, from the dream? And let's get you there.
That's why you gotta go up onto his website. That was beautiful. Again, it's makingthecut.biz. Go up there, you're gonna see that the academy does cost money, but not if you call me. Our number here is 602-277-5369. You're gonna love it that you did it. Again, it's makingthecut.biz or call 602-277-5369.